The poem I performed, which was called My Boys Are Dying, was heavily inspired by something I heard from a poet known as Mufasa. He's a Kenyan poet, and I like his work. So I took the poem and switched it up a bit for my own personal context, but it still carries the same, body that Mufasa performed. So it carries, so he gets the credit for the general idea of it.
I performed the poem by Maya Angelou called Still I Rise. So I decided to read that poem because I felt like whatever that I've been going through, I can always rise from it, regardless of how hard this institution will try to break me and other students. We will always find ways to push ourselves through it. And that poem always reminds me that I got myself, despite everything that might be going on in my life, and despite how hard life can get, I can still rise from anything.
What inspires me to write my poetry is the fact that growing up, we couldn't afford therapy. So I wrote poetry as a way of just like relief and just making myself feel better whenever I was sad or angry and all that kind of stuff. And it genuinely did make me feel better. So that's the inspiration for most of my poetry. I write about all kinds of things.
Essay giving this chance was very good because it offered that opportunity for everyone to represent what they believe in, to represent their country as well. And most people don't know this particular problem is an issue in Kenya as well. Because the leaders are clashing, because the leaders are lying. My boys are dying because they lost hope. My boys are dying because they can't cope. And as part of the boys, every day I grow afraid that maybe I'm lost because my boys are frightened.
The Poetry Jam night definitely made me feel a sense of belonging and a sense of unity. I felt like everyone who was there were like my friends because it's ASA, it's our community and so on. So I definitely felt a sense of unity. I was so happy to see so many people turned up.
Stance open to not knowing that not knowing is knowing where courage lies.
And when the path ahead of me is thorny, and just like Eve, hope entices me to take a bite of the apple of optimism. Hope has the most cheesy promises. She promises me that Christ is in the sky.
There's generally a lack of representation when it comes to Black students, Black courses, in classes, in classrooms. Sometimes we feel really erased in the classes that we take. So having an opportunity like Poetry Night, where we talk about the issues that we care about, either back home or the issues that relate to our identities, was a really empowering thing to see and a really empowering thing to feel, because we don't always get to feel that or get to see that in this community. So having our countries represented, the identities represented, put out there, and showing a community that we also have something to bring to the table was a great opportunity and sense of belonging that a lot of us felt when the event was happening and even after it.
Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I fucking rise.